Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, or whatever you identify as in this day and age. Back with race number 2, the GT3 team versus team event between Mature Racing Club, NxtGen Racing, SimFX and P1. So at Blue Moon Bay again, this is the feature race, so this is race 2, so we did this pretty much immediately after the sprint race that I covered in the last video, where we had the laggy engine damage. So this has been run on the same night, same internet connection, so we're going to have the same issues. It didn't resolve in the break, and yeah, so reverse grid then. So because of my poor finish in the first race, I line up 5th for this one. You'll notice MRC Buddy's on pole. That's because he fell asleep. I didn't wake up in time for the sprint race. I only made it for the feature. So because he entered the lobby late, by default it sticks him on pole. Very unfair. I'm going to use that trick next time. I'm just going to exit the lobby and enter again. Let's see if I can blag myself a pole position. I know what you're up to, buddy. I know what you're up to. So yeah, this is the one where we've got to have a pit stop. We only have 50 litres of fuel. We've got to stop at some point, and we've got to run another compound of tyres. I say another, everyone runs the mediums. So we'll see how this one plays out. Let's get it covered. It's 28 laps. Of course, I'm not going to sit here and commentate the entire 28 laps. So this will be heavily edited. Lols. And yeah, let's get underway. See what sort of action ensues. So the starts are always key. Keep an eye on Cutler in ninth. He always fires off the line well. Buddy should get a good start as well in that Aston, so look out for him. I don't get a bad start at all. Jump Pilgrim Paddy, the fellow BMW driver. I managed to get myself past him. However, Jambu got past me on the outside almost, so I just managed to hang it on him and gain a position. I take Spider Team round T1 as well. Get myself into 3rd. Worth noting that Cutler's had a storm of a start from 9th to 4th. So again, Cutler's had a good run. So everyone just tries to negotiate their way through the first lap cleanly. Looks like everyone is doing a good job at that. Sean's not had a brilliant start. He's down in 9th, so he'll be looking to fight his way through the pack. And I'm looking to do a job on Purcell, which I managed to get done at the end of lap 1. So that's me from 5th to 2nd. Now I need to start trying to close the gap to Buddy, which was just, I think, on the cusp of slipstream range at this point. See Cutler, Jambu. So a lot of the fast guys have made their way through already. Sean's had a great job. He's jumped up to 7th since we last checked in, and that was only a second ago. So he's looking to get past Pilgrim Paddy. Get his way up into 6th, which he successfully does, although he's going to have a very fast Robinson and Dangly Ball chasing him down as well. So that's a good opening lap for Sean. Meanwhile, up at the front, I'm starting to put the pressure on Buddy a little bit. I did want us to work together for a little while and just pull away from the rest of the pack, but he does go defensive here. You can see the lag kicking in now. Look, I just basically had to guess where his car was going to be a lot of the time, and sometimes, you know, you get that wrong. A bit of that happens. I think it's Hero on the next lap at this same corner. I just tapped the back into him, and again, that's just because of lag. Fortunately, no damage to either car, so we escaped unharmed, but yeah, it was causing issues. Purcell there, you just see him hit the wall. That's giving him suspension damage to very heavily loaded front right-hand tyre. So he's going to suffer now, and he's going to drop loads of time. I'm not close enough to Buddy to make a launch up for 1st, so I don't do that. Purcell, Cutler and Jambu fighting it out for 4th place. So looking on board my car then, this is me versus MRC Buddy. You'll notice I do stick my nose out here. He does keep his Aston in it though, and he's going to get very good traction around that outside line. His car's going to stay there. And I So you just have to back out of it. This is, yeah, that's where down. See, on my screen that lagged. But fortunately no damage for either of us, which is always good. So Buddy does keep his space, but I've now got slipstream, so I'm going to go for him. Meanwhile, Jambu's going to look to do the same on Cutler. See the cars are lagging about all over the place. You can see me up ahead, technically in first already. I've got that move done down into T1. See me fly up into T1 in the leads. You see Cutler and Jambu battling away. Jambu's just going to hold that using a very risky outside line. Cutler's going to keep it narrow. Jambu's going to effectively ignore his there and come through, which is good. That's good racing. See Purcell battling on with his suspension damage. It does really impact you on a course like this. We didn't do this last video, so let's do it here. Lap on board Blue Moon Bay Speedway Infield A. So braking just at that little left-hand arrow. In fact, just a little bit after that when you're on really fresh tyres like I am. Hug the inside when you've pretty much straight in line with those GT signs. You can put the foot down, look for a paint mark on the right, on the left, and then cut low to that curb off. Clip the curb with your left-hand tyres just before the yellow barriers start turning. Full power down towards the hairpin. Look for the shadow under the bridge. Brake just as you hit that. Bend it in towards the apex. You can take a wide apex and go for a late cut in here, but I found it was easier on the BMW's tyres to just take it straight in. Ignore the first apex, hit the second one, straighten it out as fast as you can and get on the power. Look for the 50 board. No braking here. A little bit of a lift. And straight back on the power as soon as you feel the grip. Take the inside narrow line around the last bend and let the car drift out wide for the best straight line speed. Let's check in on the action. Start at lap 7 then. GTR versus GTR battle. Got NGR Robinson versus Dangleball, aka Tony. Both in matching cars. Dangleball obviously winner last time out, so he'll be high on confidence at the minute, and he's setting purple lap time, so he's in good spirits at this minute in time. Robinson's gets it a little bit squirrely on the exit of turn 4, and that's going to affect his speed all the way down to turn 5. Tony's going to throw one up the inside. Although we've seen a lot of cars doing this, having the ability to hang it around the outside, which turns into the inside for the next corner. Lots of room given between these guys, and Robinson keeps his space, but starting to really suffer from tyre wear, which Dangleball's doing a much better job of keeping. In the meantime, you will notice a couple of order changes. Nothing major. Jambu's pitted, that's all, so he's doing his medium stints now. I'm beginning to really pull a gap to Buddy, although I'm not far off a pit stop purely because of fuel. The tyres, actually, at this stage of the race, the tyres were feeling alright. I'd done 7, well, I'm on my 8th lap now. The tyres were feeling fine. So I wish I could have extended this stint, but alas, I'm going to have to come in soon. Buddy's similar situation, carrying a little bit of damage, probably affecting him in terms of pace. Cutler, as always, somehow looks after his, he's on the mediums, but he looks after his tyres really well anyway. I'm not sure how he does it. Can't just be the car, because a lot of people who drive that car chew up the tyres, so he does a really good job with those. Sean F, shout out to Sean F, 4th place on the grid so far, and putting in some solid lap times as well, so good job by Sean. Dangleball's managed to get past Robinson, as we see the glitching taking place again. Only Jambu who's pitted so far, so Jambu's going for a long medium stint. I didn't like the mediums at all, and you'll notice why when I come into the pits. I'm going to be coming in this lap. The BMW just had no grip on them. I was losing tons of time on those. I was running in high 108s. On the medium tyre, so I had no grip, and you'll see the gap between me and this man absolutely shrink as he goes on to his softs and I do the mediums, and he starts lapping in good times. So you've got that to come, essentially. But at this minute in time in the race, I was obviously still frustrated from my first incident, let's just say. I want to call it an incident, that would be undermining what it was. Internet failure. So I'm going to come into the pits. His buddy going to follow me in. I don't know, he's going to stay out for another lap. So he's going to try and overcut me. But he does need a good lap here in order to get that done. That's a 1:08.1, so potentially when he pits I'll still keep my position. Cutler's just putting his personal best on worn medium tyres, but again he's probably going to look to pit within the next lap or two, just based on his fuel use. Tony continues on, really extending his medium stint. I'm out of the pits now. I come out in 4th, comfortably ahead of Purcell. Purcell just manages to get past Sean F on the pit stop phase, or just Sean manages to hang it round. I think he backs out of that one in the end. Sean now on the soft tyre, so he can start to push a little bit more. Jambu slicing his way through the field. Spider team doing his pit stop. So I've got a fair old gap. I'm on these mediums now and they're not feeling good. I was putting this part down, this lap down, to the fact the tyres are cold and you need to get them warmed up. The mediums take longer to do that. It can in some tracks, certain times of day, take a lap, 2 laps to just switch the tyres on and get them in the right operating window. So I was struggling with that, and as you can see, an out lap, not particularly quick one. So yeah, Buddy comes out behind me, but he has pulled in time, so he's taken on significantly less fuel. For some reason, I don't know why I did this, but I fueled heavy. And I can't remember to this day why I did it, because that's not what my strategy sheet said to do. I was only meant to fuel for a 10 lap stint, which would have been about 58%. Somehow, somewise, probably wasn't paying attention. Probably mine was elsewhere. It went all the way up. So I was running heavy and on the slower tyres. That's probably where all my speed went, to be fair. Meanwhile, Cutler then peels off into the pits from the lead. So we'll see where he comes out. I'm just coming around the last corner now. So I can see him in the pits. I have a feeling that I'll get him, but I knew this lap wasn't going to be particularly fast. I see his pit crew releasing about now, so there he is. So we have kept our position, as he basically just blocks Buddy's path, but now he's on softs. Of course, those softs won't take very long to warm up at all. In fact, if they're not up to temperature by now, I'll be very surprised. So we'll see how this battle churns on. So while all that's kicking off up ahead, then there is a 1, 2, 3, 4 car battle for 4th position. Sean F is winning that at the minute. He's got a fair old gap to Purcell. Purcell on the medium tyre now, so he's going to be slowing everyone down. That being said, Jambu's on the medium tyre as well. He's been on them a bit longer, so I'd favour Dangly Ball to win out of this battle if I was a betting man. Everyone holding position as it stands. Purcell gets a smack of the wall. Is that going to affect his suspension? He escapes damage free. So there goes Sean F. Purcell maybe not getting that much slipstream. Jambu and Dangly Ball getting a lot. They're going to go 3 wide into turn 1. This is brave, boys. Anything could happen here. Dangly Ball goes all the way from the back of that pack right to the front of it. Purcell the big loser there. Jambu goes through as well. Jambu on Dangly Ball on the softer tyre. That was really no surprise that he was going to get that move done at some point. It's a good job for Jambu that he was able to hold on to the back of him. Robinson's just come into the pits, come out in 8th. Spider team we know is pitted as well, and so has Pilgrim Petty. So life for me at the minute is not enjoyable. I'm watching the gap deltas come down and down and down and down. Yeah, I think this bit was my own undoing. I went too heavy on the fuel, and I still to this day don't know why I did. I really should have only fueled for the stint I was on, and God knows why I went heavy. You can see I'm carrying a quarter of a tank more, and it's the effect of just carrying around a dead person in your boot. I haven't ever done that. They've all been alive, but still, it's a lot of weight to carry around in the back of a car. Buddy's clinging on to this battle as well. Don't forget he's not had the benefit of the sprint race, which gives you a little bit of pace anyway, just by virtue of learning the track. He was fast asleep and yawning like a good one on we have like a group chat open, and he was just yawning his head off all night, so not the best. Anyway, Sean F now coming under pressure from Dangleball. So I look back from Sean's car. Great big spoiler went white. Not a great view. Let's change that up a little bit. Oh, as we catch him spinning. Sorry, mate. I didn't want to catch you doing probably the only spin you did all race. That means that he managed to hold it, and currently holding off Jambu. So let's just flip this back. So this is where battling started, and just look at this lag that's kicking off. This is not as bad as it was in the actual race, and I was just having to basically guess where Cutler was. Heart was in my mouth at this point. I decided not to get too close if I could avoid it. You see, I'm just drifting out wide. The medium tyres have no grip at all. Absolutely zero, and I even touched the grass for good measure. So at this point I'm asking myself, how long can I afford to be on these tyres? The theory of the harder compounder tyre is they should last you longer, but they don't have anywhere as near as much grip. These mediums were worth, you were losing over a second a lap, easily over a second a lap, over everyone else. Plus I was heavy on fuel, which, negotiable. It would technically mean I'd save a bit of time in my next pit stop though, so we can count that one in. So I look like, what I'm going to do in a minute is probably make a bit of a decision. So I'm looking lap 16. After this lap, got 12 to go. I can probably afford, I know softs will last 8 laps minimum. Probably 10 if you're relatively careful on them. But what I don't want to do is pit miles before everyone else does, because this of course is the fastest way around this track is a 2-stop. What I don't want to do is run a really high deg sprint on softs, because all that'll happen is at the end of the race those tyres will be dead, and I'll have no grip, and if I need to battle at the end of the race, that's not ideal. Dangleball has managed to get past Sean F, as we saw from about a lap or go at the same part of the circuit. Sean, however, having a really good time. Don't forget he joined us, I want to say, for Brands Hatch. Correct me if I'm wrong. He seems to have enjoyed his racing with us, and we hope he stays. Another lad who joins us on comms and listens to me, Tony and Buddy swear at each other for the entirety of the race. Jambu running up in 6. Of course, he's not far off his next pit stop, which he'll go back onto the softs, and he'll be trying to absolutely fly around this circuit to close out his race. Purcell, he's going to have to pit next lap. Robinson potentially can go to the end now, looking at that fuel. Can on fuel anyway. So can Spider Team. Meanwhile then, Cutler on his softs is just managing to pull away. Buddy's pulling away from me as well. I'm having a bit of a miserable time in third at this minute, but at least I've got no damage. remember that phrase? Remember me saying that? Yeah, at this minute I remember looking up and seeing that Tony is gaining, and the last thing I wanted to do was to give that chasing pack slipstream behind me. So I make a brave decision and I pit really early. So I'm going to have to take a set of soft tyres to a place where they've never been before. A place where they certainly will not want to go. So out I come out behind Jambu. Not ideal because he's on medium tyres. And I'm now on fresh softs. So let's have another look at that little move. So I basically need to get past this guy ASAP. So I'm coming through turn 1, notice I've got absolutely tons more grip. Hang it around the outside, try and get the better traction so I can get the move done into turn 2. He backs out of it, basically, and lets me go around the outside. I noticed him doing that on the radar. I had to give him an obligatory flash of the flasher lights to say thank you. We're running different strategies at this minute in time, so it's pointless us causing each other tyre wear. I've then got to start chasing after Sean. Sean's probably going to pit before I get to him, and then it's a case as to whether I can keep these tyres going. So I've got to make them last a longer time than everyone else has. So the undercut worked. So I'm now lap 22 into 28 lap race. I pitted 2-3 laps ago, maybe more actually. In fact, yeah, quite a few laps ago for these softs. So I've already took these softs a fair few laps. Cutler's just come out of the pits, so he's on fresh tyres. He's chasing me down, so he's within slipstream range. Buddy's not too far behind him, but he's having to go onto his mediums now, so if he manages to get up there, I'll be very impressed. Dangly ball, now on his softs, can start a charge, and he's going to be after Buddy. Sean F up in 5th, doing a fine job up there, my man. Jambu's chasing him down. Robinson, Purcell, Spider team, we've lost the driver somewhere along the line. So, at this point, I wasn't feeling too bad. I kind of knew that I wouldn't have the tyres to defend Cutler right at the end of the race. Was sort of expecting him to take a few laps to catch up to me. Because of course, once you got the slipstream, we're just going to go on board with Cutler now actually and just watch his view from behind me. And just see the effect of the lag. Yeah, so with the slipstream that he's getting, he's basically getting a free hole punched in the airframe. And all the while my car's doing all the work. This lag now getting really bad. This of course did start to affect me, I guess, so I'm looking in the mirror and I'm seeing Cutler lagging all over the shop, and I don't want a repeat of what happened last time, so I start to think about whether I defend overtakes or what. I obviously choose to, because that's who I am. He backs out of it and then moves again in the braking zone, which I wasn't too happy about at the time, but he didn't lunge one up the inside, so again I wasn't too bothered about it. He seems committed to the outside line for me at that point. So we've gone on board for a lap with Cutler. He's not pushing me at the minute, but he knows as well at the same point that I'm going to be on older tyres. So whatever he's essentially making me worry about him, I'm using up a little bit more tyre life. I kind of know he's doing this at the time because I know what Cutler race is like, and he's not afraid to launch one up the inside. And the fact that he's not doing that makes me think he's up to some sort of game. So I was trying not to pander to it, but at the same point, my tyres are a fair few laps older than his, so if you look at the bottom left, you'll see his are brand spanking new, no wear on them. Then we go to meet, and I've got tyre wear. So again, I defend to the inside. Just trying to disrupt Cutler's pattern, but ultimately he gets the undercut on me. So a good move there by Cutler. I was simply unable to defend it, but I had much better pace through this section of the circuit. So as you can see, I'm catching right up to him here, right on his back bumper. At this point I'm thinking, right, he's going to go defensive. I'm more than happy to go around the outside and not challenge him for this move. And then guess what happens? Another lag spike. So let's have another look at that. Uninterrupted. So engine damage again, suspension damage. I won't tell you what I said at this point, but it wasn't nice. Let's have another look at that from the bonnet camera. Gives you a bit of a fairer picture of what was actually going on. So yeah, Cutler did get a little bit of damage from that. This is his rear bumper view. Race over, pretty much. So at that point I was running in seconds. I will pretty much confidently say that a first place wasn't on the cards there. I just didn't have the tyres. But second was pretty guaranteed for me at that point. Wasn't happy, fuming. Yeah, what more can be said about that? So I'm going to have to pit and repair this damage, which will take me a while. It's going to drop me back, so Buddy's going to get by. You can see me just crawling into the pits there. Buddy's going to go past, Tony's going to go past, Sean's going to go past as well, Jambu's probably going to go past. I'm not sure if Robinson is too far back, but either way, lost a lot of time. So as we enter the last lap, race 2, Blooming Bay. Cutler's leading this one, very well deserved, I'll say. Even though he's got Primark internet, he did race really well. So Cutler's leading the charge at the minute. It's a decent sized gap to Tony, and Tony's had a brilliant time out. He's battled his way through the field, up into second now. He got past Buddy a few laps ago. Buddy, considering he's fast asleep halfway through this race, really wasn't with it, bless him. Seals a solid third position. Great race for Sean. Kept it clean, consistent. Hasn't really made any errors. Made one little oversteer moment. That was it. Other than that, he's done a good job. I'm currently fighting Jambu. I'm trying to get a 5th place out of this race. Driving pretty angry at this point, but you will say I should be in second. So a lot of points lost in this race as well. Right, so Jambu brings home 6th. NGR Robinson, he's in a bit of a fight with Purzel coming across the line. So we'll stick with these two, see how it's going to end up. Looks like Robinson's just going to win out on that unless Purzel manages to get a slipstream. He's too far back. So a good race from those guys. Spider team's going to round us off in 9th place. So then that is that. Another race ruined by poor internet connections. I did check my internet out afterwards. It wasn't mine. I always sort of clear cache and do all that before races, and I don't stream the races live just to help that as well now. That's the reason why I've cut down on streaming and racing at the same time, because it just helps your internet connection out. Oh, sorry, I'm really tired. It's been one of those days today. So of course, that's it for this week. A frustrating week for me, a week where I could have picked up decent points in my championship fight. It's left a bit of a sour taste in my mouth, I won't lie. A 6th and a 5th when it should have been a 3rd and a 2nd at the very least. Just feels like a massive drop of points to me. Next week we go to probably one of my favourite tracks, and that is Autodromo Lago Maggiore, a fictional circuit, but one that I really wish they'd make in real life. It's Italian-based hilly circuit. It's great fun. I've done a bit of testing there already. The tyre deg seems like it might be an issue, so I'm going to have to work on the setup for the car and see if I can nullify that a little bit. And then after that, it's just a couple of rounds left until this one closes out. So that's it for this. Of course, last shout outs that I always do. If you want to check out the Pro Lobby, what those guys get up to, you can check out the stream on Dark Smoker's channel. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description below. There's also going to be links to all the sponsors of this series. It's sponsored by David Appleby Engineering, of course, a race team, and you can check them out below and see what work they do. Of course, Excite Energy Drinks, there's Thrustmaster Sim Racing Wheels and stuff, and GT Amiga, who predominantly make cockpits and all that wonderful gizmos stuff. I'm very eloquently putting this, aren't I? So yeah, that's pretty much it, boys and girls. Thank you for checking another video out. Sorry these last two have been a little bit mardy. It's hard to put across how I genuinely sort of feel about these things, because they do genuinely annoy me. I'm a competitive guy at heart, without sounding like an utter mardy 10-year-old child. I have to try and strike a balance between the two, and I don't think I'm quite there yet. So either way, that's racing. As I say, it happens. It happens in real life too. If someone's engine blows up, then it's not your fault. You've just lost points. So I'll just have to go and plant things in Cutler's engine bay for the next week's races at Maggiore, just to make up for it, just to get him losing points and all. In fact, actually, that would be a good suggestion for these online leagues, like random bad luck. If he's got a random puncture or something like that, I reckon that'd actually be quite interesting. If we could simulate that, that'd be quite good. Either way, who knows? So that's it for this one. I'll stop rambling. And I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy. Bye bye bye.